Hi, this is Paul from Synergy. This is a brief video that shows how we are going to handle some of the complex query requirements within the Advanced Report Writer. Some of the difficulties come about with having to nest parentheses with ands and ors. To give you an example, if you wanted to get all the clubs that started with the first letter A and had a phone number that started with 910. Hi, this is Paul from Synergy, and this is a quick video that takes a look at how Command is going to deal with advanced queries in its report writer. So the challenge, you want a query where you have all individuals whose birth date is after 1960 and their last name starts with A or the last name starts with B. What you really need to do is have two separate evaluations. The birth date is after 1960, or in this case 1960 12/31, and these two conditions being one or the other being true. Last name starts with A or last name starts with B, and you can see that I've got parentheses around them. If you did a simple query, just stringing them all together, birth date greater than 1960 12/31 and last name starts with A or last name starts with B, this is where you run into trouble. Because if you had somebody whose birth date was not after 1960, say birth date was 1951, so this would fail. And if you and it with last name starts with A, doesn't matter what it is because it's failed already with this and in between. Now the or says, I don't really care what came before. All I care about now is, does my last name start with B? If it does, it's going to pass the test. So if you constructed a query like this, you would get everyone whose birth date is after 1960 and their last name starts with A, but you will also get everyone, regardless of birthday, whose last name starts with B. So we're going to take a look and see how the Command Advanced Report Writer is going to deal with this. Really, the key is in being able to implement parentheses so that you can group tests together. So this is the user interface for the Advanced Report Writer as it stands right now. There is still a great deal of work to do, but did want to focus on the use of parentheses. So please keep in mind these are still in the early stages of development, all these tools, but I'm just going to run through a quick demonstration on how we're going to incorporate the use of parentheses. So I'm just going to select a couple of fields into our columns. And we first want a selection criteria based on birth date. Again, there's still some work to do. This says field name here instead of birth date. So that would be our selection criteria for birth date. And then we would want an and then we would want an open parenthesis. And then we would want to make a selection on our last name. And then we would want an or. And then we would want a selection on our last name again. And then we would want to close off that parenthesis. So in this case, the query would evaluate properly, just like the example that we looked at here, where we were supporting parentheses to get the appropriate results. So I hope you found this video useful. Thanks so much for watching.